What's up, everybody? Today we have a review video for you. I'll try to keep it short and to the point. We're going to be looking at the Harbor Freight Central Pneumatic Compact Air Needle Scaler. Something I've been looking at for a long time. I've got a perfect job for it. So let's see how it works. It's something I've been looking at for a long time. So let's unbox it and see how it works. This review is item number 96997. If you're wondering about the usage, here it shows you the compressor requirements. I am right at the edge of the continuous. It goes by gallons here, but I think pump efficiency or compressor efficiency is more important. So it says 30 gallons plus for continuous use, but really it's about what your compressor can handle. This is 4 CFM at 90 PSI. My compressor is 30 gallon and it is 5.8 CFM at 90 PSI. So I should be able to run this for quite a while, but who wants to run this continuous for that long? So I can already tell upon opening the box that this has been used. These needles are all shined up, and some of them have square edges and some of them are rounded. So that doesn't make me very happy. You can also see some scratches around here where they took the fitting off. So thanks, Harbor Freight. That's great. So now I'm trying to decide if I want to put it right back in the box and take it back. So it makes me wonder, did they return it because it doesn't work? Because there's something specifically wrong with this one? Or because they didn't like how it worked? Or they did the job and took it back? Either way, pretty pathetic that I'm paying full price for an item that's been used. Well, I decided to at least put an air fitting in it and see if it works. And you put the air fitting on and nothing happens. And I've got 150 pounds of air in my tank. This thing is bent or something, and if you squeeze right here, you can get it to almost work. But they clearly used it enough to ding these up, so there's something jacked up in this handle. So yeah, pretty disappointed. And this is not the first time I've had that happen. I bought a mini bike engine for my son's mini bike from Harbor Freight, and got it home, and it still had, I mean, it looked like it was new, but it had oil and gas in it, and you could tell something on the shaft, you know, it had a clutch or a pulley or something slid on there and like kind of scratched the shaft up a little bit. So yeah, so the pretty lousy, I'm not gonna say customer service, just products as far as that goes, that they're accepting returns and then putting them right back on the shelf. So they will be getting a phone call from me, and we'll be I don't know if I'll ask for a new one and try it or just to get my money back, because really most of the tools I've gotten from them have worked fine. The motor in the mini bike is still working fine, but it's pretty annoying when you pay full price and expect a new product that works, and you get somebody's rejects that you have no idea what they did with it. So I'll give you an update on that. Decided, since I'm here and I'm ready to do this, I'm still going to take it back and complain, but I'm going to, I was able to fix it, so I put this in my vise and straightened this arm out a little bit. Now it works. So I don't know, I would have thought maybe it was like that when they got it, but like I said, these are, you can tell they've been used on something, so they must have dropped it or something to move this arm, because that's all, it wasn't engaging that plunger. So we're gonna pull the truck in, I'll show you what I'm working on, and we'll give it a try. So this is not a good start to review, Harbor Freight. I'm already mad at you before I even start using the tool. So let's give it a shot. We're going to be working on my truck. It's a little crowded in here. This thing is much too big for my shop, but I'm not doing it out in the yard. I got a good deal on this truck because it had some rust issues. That's why it has the steel bed on. That kind of eliminated about 90% of the rust. And my shop's a mess right now because I just finished putting cab corners on this. That was pretty much the bulk of the rust. I still have a little bit of, I'm going to do the door bottoms here sometime before winter, hopefully. And I had the frame sandblasted from the cab back when I had the bed off. So I had it sandblasted, and I primed it and painted it, and it's holding up pretty good. But you can see about right here where the cab is, it's not been blasted or coated, and I'm not pulling the cab off. So that's what I bought this for. It's kind of hard to see. Let's get a light down here, but you can see the frame. It's not like rusted through, but the undercoating that was on it, it's scaly. So I thought that would be the perfect use for the needle scaler. So we got, again, I bought the small needle scaler because I also want to do the inside here where I can get at. So I figured the shorter, smaller one's going to be easier for getting around the cross member and the exhaust and all that. I'm not taking the whole truck apart right now, so it'll be a good test of what we can get at and how this thing performs. So I'm going to set up a light and put on some PPE and put it to work. I'm going to start over here because it's probably the worst of the rust. So start in the worst spot and see how it works. And I'm done for now. You can see by everything that's on the floor over there and here, I kind of snuck over and hit the other side. It's not all rust, a lot of that's dirt and the old undercoating. So my opinion on it is kind of mixed. It does kind of work. The big flat areas where I was hoping it would work the best and was the least impressive, I found on the other side just a ball peen hammer and a little bit of a caffeine-induced rage was much more efficient. The only place I do like it is in areas like this, around bolts, cross members, spring shackles, or just in like a crevice or someplace. So it might be nice on the inside of the frame. You can reach a little bit and you can really get around it, but on these big flat areas, it really is just a waste of time. So really just a hammer, knock off the loose stuff, maybe a chisel and kind of scrape it, or my least favorite tool, the wire wheel, which is why I bought this, to avoid using that. So it does have a place in the toolbox, I guess, because it is way better for getting around stuff, and in tight areas you can't get with a wire wheel. Obviously sandblasting is the best way to go, but I'm not stripping my entire truck down right now to do that. So yeah, so we're gonna keep working. I'm kind of done for today. I gotta clean up this mess, you can see all of that, but yeah, so that's where we're at. Well, you can tell by my face that it's a fun job. Anytime you're removing rust or paint or anything like that, it's just miserable. So I should have measured these. I don't know how much they wore down. I think they just kind of more or less got a rounded shoulder. I did find it works the best if you're straight on. If you're at any kind of an angle, obviously they're not contacting the surface, which is kind of tough because a lot of times, as anybody who works on stuff know, you're not always out here at waist level working flat on something. I had the frame rail and the rocker panel cross member, so I kind of wish it did have a little bit of a better angle and still work. As these wear, it's actually going to get better, maybe. I don't know, until they're toast. I don't know if they replace them or you just buy a whole new one. But I don't know. I don't know what my final review is. I'm gonna use it some more, and then we'll go from there. Because I do have a lot more little tight areas. I might love it then, or I might, and after a couple hours of using this, whether or not I like it. Wear your PPE. because that is nasty stuff. It's flying everywhere. So that's it for today. Stay tuned for part 2, and we'll see what happens with this thing. Thanks for watching.